On that note, I want to talk about Google. I wanted to take a deep breath, but I want to talk about Google and how biased is Google really, because Trump has recently said that he thinks Google's biased. Many conservatives said it. I've been saying it for 2+ years. Not only did the CEO or ex-CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, have a staff campaign on Hillary Clinton's campaign, aka working with her, according to Quartz and other magazines, directly working with her, making an organization that literally worked with the Clinton campaign. That's not me making that up. That's Quartz and other mainstream publications saying that years ago. But not only are they directly related to politicians, they're also rigging the algorithm for liberal and their ideology and the wars that they want to start and the agendas of total takeover that they want to start. And PJ Media did a study and found out that an alarming 96% of Google search results for Trump news are liberal media outlets. Wow, 96%. How in the world could that happen? 96% of the searches being liberal news. Is it because liberals are the best at news? Is it because liberals are the most honest and accurate and they have the best news platforms? Well, some people would say that, but I'm going to explain exactly why it's 96% liberal media on Google search for Trump in a second. I searched myself, I just want to say before I get into it, I searched for Google bias. I just Googled Google bias, and here's the first 6 results that I found for Google bias. If you listen to me, or you listen to reality, or you listen to the truth, or you listen to literal facts, I would say Google is absolutely biased. It's not even a question if they're biased. They're not only literally directed in political campaigns, but they're absolutely systemically biased. They're organizationally biased. Their employees are biased. Everything about them is biased. I would say it's a fact that they're biased. But the top 6 tweets would tell you, the top 6 searches would tell you otherwise. The first one says, Trump rage tweets Google alleging search bias. So Trump rage tweeting, he's raging, alleging, oh my God, he's just accusing them of something that's completely true, raging. The second search result is Google denies claim of left-wing bias. So, no big deal. Google is telling you that Google said that Google's not biased. That's got to be it, because Google's search about Google bias said that Google's not biased. Who would deny that claim? The third search result is why Google's secrecy inspires conspiracy theories. So these are the top 3 search results: Trump raging, alleging, Google denies left-wing bias, and why Google's secrecy inspires conspiracy theories. So now the fact is a conspiracy theory. So now the obvious truth to anybody with half a brain or half an integrity, lever in their body to tell the truth, even if they're liberal. This is why I'm not liberal anymore, because of things like this. This is why I see who the true fascists and the true control freaks are. It's a conspiracy theory. The fourth search result: why Google and Facebook should worry about Trump's bias claims. So the first 4 search results include calling the blatant truth a conspiracy theory and saying why Google and Facebook should worry that Trump is telling the truth about them. They should worry. Even though Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg admitted before Congress that he knows that Silicon Valley is biased. He knows that his employees are liberal-leaning. He admitted that himself. Jack went on television and admitted that Twitter has a left-leaning bias. These companies have literally admitted themselves that they have a bias. Facebook internally literally is having a revolution where 100 employees are telling you that they're biased, and nobody's been able to refute it with any sort of integrity or honesty. And the first 4 search results say Trump's raging, Google denies it, it's a conspiracy theory, and Facebook and Google should worry that Trump's telling the truth about them, about Trump's bias claims. The 5th search result is CNN. Google search is not set a political agenda. I'm sorry, I can't read my handwriting. I've really messy handwriting like a doctor, except I'm not a doctor. So the 5th search result is CNN saying Google's search is not a political agenda. The 6th search result is from Al Jazeera saying Trump accuses Google, Facebook, and Twitter of bias. So the top 6 search results are literally rigged against Trump oh no, but they must just be the best, right? That's what they'd say. So I'm going to debunk it and just really get through all this because it's just so ridiculous. The top 6 search results are all anti-Trump, calling it a conspiracy theory, saying they should worry about it. The 6th search result is Al Jazeera, which is Qatar, the country. That's their state-funded media. So Google and Facebook and Twitter and liberals and Democrats who say that they're so worried about foreign influence in media literally is promoting Al Jazeera nonstop, which is Qatar state-funded television. Or state-funded media. BBC is British state-funded media. There's a foreign influence in media all over the place. China has bought up billions of dollars worth of the movie industry, and they're set to overtake Hollywood in 2020. Their Hollywood is going to be bigger and gross more money than Hollywood's is, according to some reports. So China's taking over the movie industry, quite literally. Qatar is all over. Britain's all over. Many other, but it's Russia. We got to get rid of Sputnik News, but we're going to promote Al Jazeera to the top. I'm not saying they should take down Al Jazeera. I'm just saying have a little consistency when you're talking about foreign collusion and foreign influence in media, because they don't really care about foreign influence in media. That was just a narrative excuse to lead people off a cliff. So how does Google prioritize in their algorithm? Because people would say anomaly. You're lying to your audience, Anomaly. How dare you say that that's all biased because it's anti-Trump? You just like Trump so much. It's there because that's the best, highest quality content, and Google has an algorithm that's very effective. So how does Google's algorithm work? According to WNCT, which quotes Google, high quality news sources is how they promote their content. So high quality news sources, that's how they do it. So how do they determine what's high quality and what's not? According to this report, well, sources that win Pulitzer Prizes, sources like New York Times and Washington Post that win Pulitzer Prizes for literally copying what's it, Project Veritas does. They literally just copied what they did and did a worse version of it, then won a Pulitzer Prize. So they're patting themselves on the back for their fake journalism via Pulitzer Prize, which is obviously politically co-opted now and not a real award. Back when I was younger, I was like, man, I'd love to win a Pulitzer Prize for writing. Now I could care less because I see who they're giving Pulitzer Prizes to, and I realize it's like winning an Emmy or a Grammy. You're not going to win it if you're a Trump supporter, so you're going to be prioritized, and you could have your big speech about how much you hate Trump. But that's not even the kicker, because to me, a Pulitzer Prize does not mean you're in any way, shape, or form the best anymore. I think it means you're the guy that they want to be there. But according to Google, they promote pages they deprioritize pages that spread hate, cause harm, or misinform. According to Google, deliberately created to deceive users, that type of content is low ranking. So hate speech gets low ranked, causing harm gets low ranked, misinformation gets low ranked, and deliberately created to deceive users gets down ranked. How did they determine that? Because CNN just this week got caught lying on a bombshell story that was covered by all liberal media. CNN has had to fire multiple people because they had fake stories. I mean, Washington Post and New York Times have both retracted stories over the past year. And Time Magazine retracts stories by putting a little asterisk 20 paragraphs down so nobody could see it. But they get uprated because they're high quality ranking according to Google. So Google is using the same thing that Europe is using to censor people, the same thing that Germany and UK are using, which is hate speech. Oh, no. We just go with high ranking content. But high ranking content means if you're hate speech or you're misinforming people, we're going to rank you down. Yet, they work hand in hand directly with the fakest news organizations. People like CNN and others get millions of dollars from Google on YouTube to spread the truth. So not only is 96%, according to PJ Media, of Google searches rigged against Trump, but they're admitting to you the algorithm is by what they consider hate speech, which everybody knows is things that they don't want to hear. When you hate the truth, I don't know if this is my quote or someone else said it, but I keep saying it. I'm sure maybe someone else has. When you hate hearing the truth is hate speech. Hate speech is the truth if you don't like to hear the truth. So they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the uncomfortable truth. They want to hear the sugar-coated lie that makes absolutely no sense. So they're deranking and rigging their whole algorithm against conservatives or conspiracy theorists or anybody that tells the truth. According to them, Google's bias is a conspiracy theory. So now if you say the truth, which is Google's absolutely biased like Trump, you're now promoting a conspiracy theory and they'll derank you because you're misinforming people. So they lie. They cover up the lie by saying you're a liar if you lie about their lie, or you tell the truth about their lie, and then they derank you. It's a very, very, very ridiculous thing going on. And the media, social media, Google, Facebook, Twitter, as you know from employees speaking out, or the website themselves speaking out, or the websites themselves working directly with the political organization, they absolutely have a political agenda. It's not hard to see. They're changing words in the dictionary. They're prioritizing ranking. I'll give you another example while I'm at it. I searched the other day because in Germany, homeschooling is illegal. That's a fact. If you try to homeschool your kid and you don't send your kid to the public, probably government-run, little schools, they either arrest you, they fine you, it's a violation of the law, and in some cases they take your kid from you. This is a fact. Homeschooling is illegal in Germany. This is a fact. You're not allowed to not send your kid to school. When you search on Google, Germany homeschooling illegal, the first search result, literally the first article, is by Medium, and it's not even a good article, so they say high quality stuff. It doesn't even have a picture on it. It looks like a terrible, someone's 5-year-old's blog probably looks more professional than that, so it's not high ranking. That's the first search, and the title is, "It's Not Illegal to Homeschool Your Kid in Germany." So the first search for is it illegal to homeschool your kid in Germany, when that's a fact, it is illegal, the first search tells you it's not illegal. And then you read the article by some German, and their explanation is for why they think it's not illegal, is they say, "Oh, well, my dad taught me woodworking, and you could teach your kid how to woodwork at the house." And then you get 3 paragraphs down, and they tell you in the article, they say, well, it is true, and the whole article is anti-conservative, anti-libertarian. They say, I don't know why American libertarians and conservatives think that it's illegal to homeschool your kid in Germany. It's totally not. You're allowed to teach your kid at home. That's a lie. That's a libertarian conservative lie. They think socialism's so bad. Then you get 3 paragraphs down, and they tell you, well, it is illegal to not send your kid to the school, so you have to send your kid to the government schools and the public schools, but you're allowed to send your kid to the school and then teach your kid woodworking at home. So that's why the title is It's Not Illegal. Oh, really? Oh, wow, you're allowed to teach your kid at home? Your kid could have a smartphone or read a book at home? Wow, so that's a total lie. It is illegal to homeschool your kid. Homeschooling means not sending your kid to the government schools and teaching your kid at home. Homeschooling does not mean, oh, you have to send your kid to the government school, but you could teach them woodworking on the side. That's not homeschooling. That's just teaching your kid. So the first search result is a total lie. If you search minority in America, you're not going to find a bunch of racist negative stories about Black, Latino, Asians, or Indians. You're going to find a bunch of stories about how liberals are salivating over the day that America is no longer a white majority. Search, minority in America. According to liberal media, they would say, oh my God, minorities are so victimized and so horrible in America. They're minorities and we need to take their taxes and help them. Oh, it must be so bad in the press. No, because they control 96% of the press and they control 96% of the search algorithms. So when you search for minorities, it's them salivating like a South African dictator, them salivating over, haha, whites are not going to be majority anymore. We're going to flood the country with illegal immigrants and it's going to be great. And there's going to be no more white people majority. So it's like, and then they're censoring the press. And then they're censoring you if they speak out. And then they're trying to redistribute their wealth. I'm going to say it once, and I'll probably say it again. And I don't want to make the comparison now, because it's a faulty comparison. When liberals call everyone Hitler, it's ridiculous. And when conservatives call everyone Hitler, it's ridiculous. But if you look at Hitler's policies, Hitler was in very many ways a socialist. It was National Socialism. He combined universal health care, environmental regulation policies, equality and all these great liberal policies and stuff with racism. That's how you get a Hitler. You combine fascism, you combine leftist policies of government control and regulation of all the industries, combine that with extremist racism, and you get a Hitler or a Mussolini. Same with South Africa. He's not operating via freedom for all and libertarianism. You can't really be you can't be a dictator through the right wing unless you go full anarchy and then you take control of the chaos, if you go too far libertarian. But you can't have freedom for all and low taxes and take control of a government. So it's a total lie that a lot of these fascist regimes come up through the right wing. They come up through the left wing because it's easy. First, you start playing the race game. Then you raise the taxes. Then you go where South Africa is going, and they want to take the land and redistribute it to people. This is the same thing that Hitler did. He took and confiscated properties from Jewish people to, according to him, redistribute it to other people. Who knows if it ever got to anyone else? He probably just kept it and had control of it, but I don't know because I don't know enough about that. But it's happening in South Africa. They're using leftist ideology, controlling the entire press, controlling all the social media, silencing dissenters and calling anybody who dissents a conspiracy theory, or kicking them off, or de-ranking them because it's hate speech. So when they're racist, it's not hate speech. When you say something honest, it is hate speech. And then they combine that leftist ideology with extreme racism. And I would argue, yeah, there's white supremacist racists that are on the far right wing. Yes, there are Republican racists, but the entire leftist ideology at this stage in American, I can't speak about other country, it fuels off racism. It is racism. The libertarian ideology is we don't care what color you are. If you love America and you love the Constitution and you support the president and you support low taxes and freedom and like small businesses booming and self-accountability, then you're good to go. We don't care what you look like. We don't care what country you came from. Just don't hate America, don't hate the Constitution, and respect low taxes and individual freedom. The leftist ideology is I am black, I'm transgender, I'm a woman. That's why I should win, solely because of my race. You should look at my skin color and my gender and say, I want to vote for her because she's a woman. I'm going to vote for him because he's a black guy. If you say a word that's in the dictionary against him, it's racist because he's black. We want to raise the taxes. We want to regulate things more. We want to put the healthcare into the government's industry. We want to call everybody racist. You're racist, you're racist, you're racist. We hate white people, we hate white people. Oh, no. We're not like those regimes. You are. You're like those regimes. And if you say we are, like they did in Sweden, the Sweden right-wing party tried to put out a Google video explaining how the left wings had ties to Nazis using newspaper clippings. They deleted that off of Google. No. You can't say we're like the Nazis. We're going to say you're like the Nazis, and if you show proof that we're like the Nazis, we're going to delete your proof because we're totally not like the Nazis. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's not really hard to see who the fascists are. And I implore, and one of my favorite things I've seen over the last week or two has been progressive socialist supporters of mine call out Jimmy Dore and call out progressive leaders and ask them to talk about what I'm talking about. Ask them to counter what I'm talking about. And I love that because everything that I'm saying, I'm willing to debate the top progressive. I'm willing to debate Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky, one of the smartest guys in the United States history. I think I could beat him in a political debate. You could say that's crazy. If you think so, set up a debate with me and Noam Chomsky. I'm going to take him to town. I'll debate Cornel West. I think I could absolutely destroy Cornel West. Cornel West is a genius. He's a Harvard professor. A Princeton professor. I messed that up earlier too. Cornel West, Princeton professor. Yes, he's a very smart guy. Politically, I think he's completely foolish, and I think I could debate him. Jimmy Dore, any of these progressive socialists, I can debate and defeat their ideology. I did it with Caitlin Johnstone. She backed up and called me Fox News and started calling me false labels because that's what they do when they don't. That's all they do. They hide behind false labels. You're Fox News because I can't debate your argument. You're dumb. Why am I dumb? Oh, I don't know. Just get away. I don't want my whole illusion to be crashed. I'm willing to speak to them and defend my ideology and defend my ideas that I'm saying in a public format. I'm willing to do that. They are not willing to do that. I'm telling you right now, they will never tell you about Europe. They will never tell you about Sweden like I tell you. They will never talk about the UK. They won't tell you the truth about how it's going right wing. They won't tell you the truth that Sweden, the right wing government, is bigger than it's ever been. Once the election happens in September, they're either going to be the majority party or they're going to be right behind with more seats than they've had in over 100 years. They won't tell you about the explosions. They're not going to talk about the acid attacks. They're not going to talk about the violent crime rate in Germany. They're not going to talk about the tens of thousands of people that are protesting in Germany calling the press fake news. They're not going to tell you about Africa. They're not going to talk about this stuff. So one of my favorite things that I've seen, someone said, go on Dave Rubin. Tell Dave Rubin to have me on. Nobody wants to talk to Anomaly, even though I've blown up like the biggest 3 people that everyone wants to talk to. And I have 300 million views. No one wants to interview Anomaly. It's okay. I don't mind. I'm thriving. I love you guys. I appreciate it. But I can't put myself on Dave Rubin or Joe Rogan. They got to invite me on. Keep hitting up Dave Rubin. Tell him you got to have Anomaly on, bro. You got everyone and their mom on. Have Anomaly on. But I'm willing to debate anybody. And I'm telling you, if you're a progressive socialist or a progressive, whatever you want to call yourself, and you're hearing me and saying, you know what, I don't know if I believe Anomaly, but he does. And I've seen people on Twitter, and it really makes my heart happy. I've seen people on Twitter start calling out the progressive leader and saying, you know what, Anomaly makes a good point. What do you have to say about this point that he makes? And you notice they'll ignore you. They'll never answer you. They'll never talk about it on their live stream. They'll never have somebody on their program with a dissenting thought, like Tucker Carlson. Every night he has somebody on that disagrees with him and they have a debate. You're never going to see that on the progressive socialists because everything outside their skewed fake ideology is racist, sexist, xenophobic, and horrible, and they won't tell you about all the downsides. They won't tell you about the reality of socialism, and I'm glad that my progressive socialist supporters, although I might be a little harsh and mean sometimes, I do that because I'm your friend. I do that because I know you're strong. I know that you're smart, and I know that you could take the blunt truth. I know that you can consider what I'm saying, and I know that you're a good enough person to even embrace it, even if you don't agree with it, and consider it. Because if you take what I'm saying and you take these talking points that I've said and match them to the progressive leaders, none of them have an answer for them. None of them want to talk it. None of them want to debate me. The top people, they don't want to debate me. I just got totally destroyed by Anomaly, but I don't want to debate them. Of course they don't want to, because they don't have an answer. All they know is how to hide behind race, religion, gender, and these faulty terms that don't add up to what it is. Call universal health care government-owned, singular, socialist health care, because that's what it is. It's not coming from the universe. I'm not saying I can't debate it in a public forum, but stop using fake labels to defend your ideology. Oh no, it's going to be great because it's not coming from the universe. It's coming from the taxpayer. It's a total flat-faced lie that it's going to not, oh no, it's not going to, no one's taxes are going to be affected. Your taxes are going to go down. No, they're not. That's a total flat-faced lie. Oh, it's progressive. No, it's not. Tell me how much progress you've made anywhere else in the world ever. Because it's not progressing in Sweden. It's not progressing in UK. It's not progressing in Denmark. It's not working in any of the countries that you claim that it works in. And none of them will tell you about Danish's burqa ban and the fact that they're stealing kids from their parents if they don't want to Danishize them, and they're going further right than Trump. They don't want to tell you that the UK gun, crime, murder rate, all of the bad things that you wouldn't want in your country are skyrocketing worse than the United States, because they have socialist progressive leaders that don't have a backbone, that don't have a spine, and don't have common sense to actually stand up to the problems that their country is facing. Sweden has hundreds of grenade attacks, and they're going further right than ever. Germany's rebelling against Angela Merkel. France is rebelling against Macron. South Africa, they're getting slaughtered on their farms. It's all because of this ideology. And I can defend it, like I said, in any public format. So the difference between me and them is I have my ideas and I am willing to have a conversation. The difference with them is they're never going to mention what I'm saying. They're never going to cover what I'm saying. They're going to ignore it. They're going to call it racist. They're going to call it Fox News. And they're never going to have somebody on their program to actually debate it, because they live in an echo chamber just like the Democratic Party. It's just as bad in progressive socialism. They're the CNN of pretending that they're smarter than CNN. And they do a lot of great reporting. Don't get me wrong. Caitlin Johnstone, Jimmy Dore, I promote them all the time because they do good articles about the Russian hacking and all this great stuff. Like they're like half really great journalists, really doing stuff, half useful idiots leading the sheep to the slaughter. And someone called them out recently. He said, Anomaly said you're leading us to the slaughter. And he made some valid points. You have anything to say? Of course they don't have anything to say, because then they'd have to face the reality of what I'm saying. And if they face the reality of what I'm saying, their whole argument gets shattered in a second. Or then they're going to have to talk about the downsides. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to hide behind, it's going to be utopia. It's going to be free for everyone. It's going to be, everyone's going to have health insurance, even though the root causes of health aren't going to be ever attacked. You know, it's not going to make people healthier. It's not going to stop heart attacks and opioid abuse and the fact that they're overprescribing patients and killing people. I'm not saying that they're killing people literally, but a lot of medication is killing people getting overdosing on it. They don't want to, oh no, well, because no, it's going to make everyone healthier, because we're going to take your tax money, give healthcare to everybody. Like Gavin Newsom, the guy who's running for governor, probably going to win. Oh no, we're going to have universal healthcare. We're going to have taxpayer-funded healthcare for every Californian, including illegal immigrants. Oh, but your taxes are going to go down. No, they're not. Of course they're not. Why do you think it costs $850 to $1,000 a year to start a small business in California? Because they steal your money and then they redistribute it to who? Who's getting the money? I don't know. The best programs in Compton and Watts and all of these, inner cities that they claim to care about, they're all coming from outside organizations that have nothing to do with the government. Those people are doing the best work. It's local organizations and people who are revolutionaries who started charity. Those are the ones doing the good work in the cities. When it comes to Hollywood or downtown Los Angeles, there's tens of thousands of homeless people. So where's all my tax money going? Where's my small business money going? It's not helping me start a small business. It's not helping Black or Latino people start a small business. It's not making anybody's community cleaner or more safe. It's disgustingly dirty in downtown in Hollywood. But, it's going to the poor people for sure. Well, I don't see it because there's a bigger homeless problem in San Francisco and Los Angeles than there is in pretty much any other country ever. I mean, people come from Europe and they're like, what the heck is going on here? I thought this was like the land of dreams. How come there's 10,000 people on the streets and they literally own half the neighborhood? They got tents all over the place. You would think, you're living in hell. Oh, well, that's just what they do here. I don't know. That's part and parcel everyday life in California. They just take your tax money, make it impossible for you to start a small business, say that they're going to give health care to illegal immigrants and you're going to pay for it, and then more people keep piling up on the streets because they incentivize people to stay there and they decentivize people to actually, get out of there and get mental help and stop doing drugs. They literally incentivize people to do it. That's why you can find many reports of there's many open rooms at homeless shelters. It's just the homeless people don't want to stay there. It's dirty and they have rats and, they're going to live in a tent on the street and do heroin and harass people all day and, get $400, $500 a month of your taxpayer money and, collect money off the street. And the problem's just going to go away. Totally, yeah, it's going to disappear into thin air, even though it's not, because that whole ideology is a failed ideology. A little rant at the end, but I mean it. Once again, I'm willing to debate anybody. I know it's going to bring a lot of low energy crabs my way, but I'm tired of not only the complete leftist takeover of the media, the complete leftist takeover of social media, but also the fact that these progressive socialist Marxist communists think that they're somehow standing up against the establishment when they're literally going to be the sheep leading people to the slaughter, literally marching right off a cliff just for some free healthcare that's not free, that puts the whole health industry into the government's hands. And they think that they're so revolutionary and woke. But the good news is people are standing up. Trump support is stronger than ever. People are waking up all over the world, Germany, Sweden, UK, Africa, you name it. The news won't talk about it. That's why they want 100% control. They don't want the people to be united. They don't want you to let them know billions of people are waking up worldwide. They don't want you to be connected. They want to control the narrative. But Facebook employees are stepping up. The president is stepping up. Congress is stepping up. Good people all over the world are stepping up. And it's a beautiful time to be alive because they're not getting away with it and everybody knows what's going on. And that's it. We'll see what happens. But Google and Facebook, lots of controversy, people coming out of the inworks saying, you know what, I'm tired of the bias. I got to say something about it because we have a ridiculous bias and we're combining it with AI algorithm bots. It's bad news. So thank you guys for joining. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the world. God bless our country. God bless your family. God bless each and every continent and all ethnicities of people. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you would like, please sign up to my free email list. If you don't do anything, check out, it's pinned to the top right now, free email list. Click on it, right click, open in a new tab so you don't close this one. It's 100% free. Please sign up. We will be able to stay connected. That gives me more power, and more leverage amongst all this censorship that's going on. Of course, they're going to want to crack down more, but I think they got caught in their tracks, so I think we'll be good. Thank you so much to all the Facebook employees standing up. Hopefully some of them watch Anomaly. Reach out, email me if you're a Facebook employee and you do watch me. I appreciate you. I won't out your name or anything. I'm not going to put it out. I'm not like a whistleblower or anything. I just want to know if there's any Facebook employees watching. Also, I want to say if you are supporting, thank you so much. It's been amazing. We've been growing at a huge rate. My Patreon is getting up there, which is amazing. Helps me, be able to even be here. The first and foremost, the main cost of doing this 24/7 like I've been doing is just having the time and resources to do that. So it's not having to be somewhere 50 hours a week. I've been like that for 6 months, and we keep getting stronger. I got a new computer, I got lights, bills and such, and also, things, food, everything that I need to not work a job. We've been thriving thanks to Patreon, thanks to DonorBox. I appreciate it so much, and it's really been able to help me do a lot of things. Check out worldcloudnetwork.com, worldcloudnetwork.com. That's my website. We're starting a news website, and I have the scoop on worldcloudnetwork.com about the Facebook, the entire statement, New York Times link and all. Check that out. I'm building it soon. And on that note, I do want to say, actually, I'm going to wait because I want to get the email right till next time, but I'm going to start publishing people on worldcloudnetwork.com. Go to the website and email the website on the link, worldcloudnetwork.com. If you want to write an article, don't tell me that you want to write an article. Have a full article written, and maybe we'll publish it on World Cloud Network. So this is an organization for the people. If you do good writing and nobody else will publish you, I will. I want a lot of good energy. There's a good energy section on the website, and I want health stuff, fitness, anything that's just good vibes, the optimistic content. I want to have the most optimistic news source. So if you do yoga, if you do any sort of health, any sort of food stuff, anything that has to do with that, I'm gonna start recipes. I gotta hit up my sister because she does recipes. I'm gonna start publishing her stuff as well. Just thought of that. Reach out to me. Go to worldcloudnetwork.com and email that link, but send me full articles. I don't want to hear I'm a writer. That's great. I'm proud of you, but do the writing. And I'm not gonna steal it. I'm never gonna steal your writing, obviously. But if you send me that writing and it's good enough, and if I don't use it, it's not that it's not good enough, but there's certain, we're trying to stay along certain lines, at least for the beginning, and because I don't want World Cloud Network to blow out of proportion and be like a fake Huffington Post or anything. So I really want to keep it tight-knit. So if I don't choose it, it doesn't mean you're not a good writer, but if the writing fits and it's on point enough for now, I will publish it. I'll give your name, credit, all of that good stuff, and you will have your writing reaching thousands of people, maybe tens of thousands, millions eventually, and it's a really great thing. So send full articles. Go to worldcloudnetwork.com, all one word. Check out where it says contact. I think it's info at World Cloud Network. I'm not sure. You got to check on the website to find the official email. Email me your articles about health, good energy, anything that's good vibes. I will take political stuff too, but I'm trying to, at least at first, I want my news section to just be flat out news. I want there to be like no opinion at all when it comes to the news section. I'm tired of so much opinion and anonymous sources. We're not doing that. I'm giving you flat out news, exactly how it is, telling you what people say, kind of like I do now, not lying to people. So we're going to keep it like that. Political stuff, maybe crypto stuff. We have a cryptocurrency section. We're looking for writers about that as well, not opinions, just straight stuff. And what I really want the most is good energy. So health, fitness, diet, organic, all good vibes, optimistic stats about the world. worldcloudnetwork.com. Contact the contact link, and let's build the best news website ever. And like I said, that's thanks to I would probably try to do it anyway because I'm a hustler. Just to be honest, I had like 2 to 3 jobs. The reason I even got to study the media, I know this is long, but for the people staying, I appreciate you. You guys get some bonus stuff. I was working 2 to 3 jobs for like a year, simultaneously just hustling so much. So during the election, I took 6 months off with no pay. That's how much money I saved up. I was able to take 6 months off and live in a city at a young age. Not because I was given any money, because I worked 3 jobs and saved up money. I studied the media for 6 months, so I was able to do that because I'd worked 3 jobs. I've worked 20, 30 jobs my entire life. I'll go through that one day, maybe on Joe Rogan's podcast if he ever asks. But I've done it all. But now I'm funded enough, thanks to Patreon and DonorBox, to be 100% on my own. That's why I'm able to start a news network. I started a podcast. It's called Rare Talk Podcast. If you're on any podcast networks, I have a podcast, Rare Talk Podcast. I believe there's 5 or 6 episodes. I'm going to do more. I paused for a few months. I'm writing a book. My new song, I Like Trump, best rap song in the world. Hopefully it's #1. If I don't win a Grammy, they're racist. That's a joke, but all kidding aside, I like Trump. Doing music, got the website, got the podcast, the news network. I mean, we're doing everything, and it's strictly, solely, the reason I'm able to do this so effectively now is because of people on Patreon and DonorBox. And even people who sign up to the free email list, that helps too. And also, I just want to say, above all of that, the real reason we're able to do it is because people continue to like and share and comment, mostly share. I have to say, you guys are amazing with sharing. We are against probably all odds and everybody probably working against us. Although I have to say, besides my 24-hour ban, I don't think I've been shadow banned by Facebook. I think they've been pretty kind to me. That's why I always stand up for them and show love. But we have one of the most engaged audiences in Facebook, even bigger than multi-million-dollar pages, even bigger than pages with 1 million likes. We constantly get 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 shares. We're all over the world all the time. It's insane. I have the best audience, the most engaged audience, the realest audience, the smartest audience, the kindest audience. And you guys, thanks to you, aside from the Patreon and donor box, that the fact that you guys share, and that doesn't cost a single dollar, and you don't have to share everything. If it's not a shareable article, if it's not that good, don't share it. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes I post something, it's like, I try to post only good content, but if it's not great, I'm not saying you have to share it, but I am saying, because of the way you guys share stuff, we are one of the most powerful pages on Facebook in the world. And I want to cry thinking about it. It's incredible. So I just wanted to give out a special thanks for you guys doing that. Wow, it's an unstoppable force. Thank you so much. worldcloudnetwork.com. Email on that website if you would like to write an article that gets published on the site. Write the article, send the article. Don't give me a maybe. Just send me what you'd write and maybe we'll publish it. Get your news out there, good energy out there to thousands and eventually millions. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day. I'll be back later. I have a whole big video I'm going to do today or tomorrow. Put it out tonight probably, and it's going to be cool. So thank you guys again.